Hello, this is vlog number 7 in an experimentation in weekly vlogging, a little project I'm doing. And today I would like to talk about something I've been thinking a lot about lately, animal rights and the ethics of eating meat. I should say, I do eat meat. Like most people. Obviously I try to eat a very balanced diet, but I do eat meat, and I'm not very, I get meat from the grocery store and from fast food restaurants. Most of it, of course, comes from factory farming. So I am supporting factory farming, and yet factory farming is a huge reason why I'm considering going vegan. We practically torture these animals in order for us to have a hamburger or a chicken sandwich, or a steak or whatever, pork chops. It goes on and on. But I'm not sure that's right. I'm not sure that's ethical. I'm not sure that's moral. Why? Because, I don't think I could kill a pig to make myself a salami sandwich. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could chop a chicken's head off so I could make chicken nuggets. I don't think I could end the life of a pig or a chicken just because I might want a salami sandwich or chicken nuggets. And if I'm not willing to do it personally, why should I allow other people to do it behind my back just so I can benefit from the end result? And of course, then there are questions of human supremacy, as it's called. Are we better than animals, or are we equal to animals? And I think there's a strong case to be made that you can't. I think there's a strong case to be made that a chimpanzee and a pig and a human, they're not the same, but they have the same moral worth. At some level, I'm not sure you can differentiate. I'm not sure you can say, oh, I can kill a chimpanzee, but I can't kill a human, just because, the chimpanzee isn't a human. And then people say, well, animals are less intelligent, but of course we don't treat less intelligent people the way we treat animals. So it can't really be intelligence, I don't think. But of course, there are gray areas. And I think due to those gray areas, I haven't changed my diet at all, even though I'm fully aware that I'm contributing to factory farming, which is profoundly unethical, and our descendants will be appalled at us for supporting such heinous crimes. But I guess I keep going back and forth. I'm leaning towards, yes, vegans are correct. But there are, obstacles in my mind. There are questions I have that I haven't fully answered yet. So the question of what is the healthiest diet, let's say, because there are people who, there are all kinds of diets, and it's pretty ridiculous. And I don't think anyone really understands diet, but there are people that say vegans are actually healthier. And then there are people that say, no, veganism can ruin your health. It can malnourish you, or you can be malnourished on a vegan diet, even if you're eating correctly. I don't know. I don't know anything about diet. I can't say if it's which diet is healthier or not healthier. I mean, we all pretty much accept that red meat is, at least in large quantities, is not healthy. Although I guess some people say that no red meat at all is healthy. But then you have people, notably at the moment, Jordan Peterson and his daughter Michaela talking about the carnivore diet, eating nothing but meat. So there's the diet question. There's the question of, is it okay if can you eat meat if you're not supporting factory farms? That's something that I think is plausible. Again, I don't think I could be the one to kill the animals for food unless it were like necessary, which is not. It's not necessary in this society, from what I understand. So there's that. And then, of course, the whole question about animal rights, it gets very blurry. And obviously, because animals are so vast, you can't, there are definitely distinctions. So I wouldn't say that an oyster if it has any rights, it does not have the same kind of rights or the same amount of rights as a chimpanzee. But then some people say, well, you shouldn't be preoccupied with like suffering, like, because that's when I talk about veganism and the ethics of eating meat, I say, well, I'm not sure I should eat meat because of the suffering of animals. And then some people say, no, your whole conceptualization is wrong. Why are you focusing on suffering? You should be focusing on other things. And that's why we can eat meat, because the suffering is not the most important part of the picture. I don't think that's a fair assessment, honestly. I think suffering is almost always an important part of the picture, if not the most important part. But I don't know. I mean, I read a book a while back, Some We Love, Some We Hate, Some We Eat, by Hal Herzig, I think was his name. And it was basically about, he's an antherzoologist, but the whole book is about our complex relationship with animals and how you can't be entirely consistent. But of course, just because you can't be entirely consistent doesn't mean you shouldn't be as consistent as possible, perhaps. If consistency is something you're looking for, which in terms of morality, people are almost always looking for consistency. Most people aren't moral particularists. And then, of course, it's just going vegan is extremely hard. And in terms of, in this particular society I'm in, because, everyone eats meat, and it can be very hard to figure out what is and isn't vegan. And if you go over to someone's house and they're, cooking up meat, I would feel a little bad to say just no. Well, actually, I've said no. That's not necessarily a fair thing. I've said no to people's meals before, so I suppose that's not a fair statement for me to make. Other people might make that statement, but and then, I had something else I was gonna say. What was it? Ugh, I hate when that happens. Yeah, I keep going back and forth. I guess I need to read more and think more about it. I mean, I've been thinking a lot about it. I guess I should be reading more, maybe talking to vegans or like absorbing vegan content and absorbing people who are against it as well. Because I'm at a place, I guess, as psychologists would call cognitive dissonance, when I'm pretty sure the vegans are right, but I'm not doing anything based on that assumption or that belief. So I'm saying one thing and doing something entirely different. Not a very good place to be. But I don't know. There obviously is an answer to this, I think. But what that answer is, I'm not sure. But until I've come up with some, reasonable answer, or answer that I'm content with, at least, I'm going to be thinking a lot about it. I mean, the closest I've come to is I did try being vegetarian for a little bit. I think about a month or so, maybe 2 months. I don't actually remember how long I was vegetarian, but anyway, all I did was cut meat out. I hardly did any research. I just cut meat out and just ate everything else in my diet and cut out meat. And needless to say, I wasn't getting enough protein, and I think I was having some blood sugar issues. So I went back to eating meat, and the blood sugar issues resolved themselves. So before anyone can be vegan or vegetarian, they have to be really careful that they are doing research and that they are thinking through what they're doing so they don't damage their health, and get all the proper nutrients and whatnot. So I don't know. I've talked to people about it, and I just I've not been able to come to any solution. I just keep going back and forth. So I don't know if anyone out there watches this video and wants to contact me or leave a comment down below. We can chat, or just send books or articles or YouTube channels my way. I'm very people on all sides of this debate. Anyone can come talk to me about it. I'm very much open to having a discussion, because I just haven't been able to get anywhere myself, both in my thought process and in my behavior. I mean, I do think animals have rights of some sort. I'm just not sure. Does that take away, does that mean we can't eat them? Or can they have rights and we can still eat them? I'm just ranting at this point, or rambling. I don't actually really have much of a point. But I mean, the weird thing, of course, about about this whole conversation is humans are really the first animal to basically ask the question, should we eat animals? That's a weird, and then of course that gets into like the differences between humans and non-human animals, because there are differences between humans and non-human animals that at some level make us unique, not necessarily superior, but unique. And I suppose it's a level of being or existence or consciousness that other organisms don't, as far as we know, have. And that unique being or existence or consciousness leads some people to be like, oh, I can't eat animals because that's immoral. It's another aspect of this whole conversation, I guess. An example of what makes humans different from non-human animals. So yeah, I guess that's probably about it for this video. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Hope you had a good holiday. And take care.